Right.
796 dead babies expected to be found in hidden septic tank at unwed mother's home run by nuns. Nuns always, dude, the Catholic Church.
Nuns have never been nice. Dude.
The Catholic Church always got some weird shit going on.
Because.
They always have the wildest shit. You know?
Because, I mean, every nun I've ever met was mean. They were always mean. They were never nice. There was maybe one funny one once in a while, but they usually already had a whole family that died in a tragic accident, and then they became a nun. So those were the only nice, funny ones. The rest of them never became nuns when they were like 16. So we are not shocked.
Okay, hold on. See the story here.
Yeah, not all nuns are murderous. Most of them are mean, though.
Oh, this one's in Ireland.
Oh, this makes so much more sense, though. 800
Excavation have begun in a septic tank at a site in Ireland that authorities believe contains the remains of nearly 800 dead babies and children who died at a home for unwed mothers run by Catholic nuns. Many of the infants' remains were said to have been dumped in the cesspool known as the pit at the former institution, Galloway.
County Galway.
In total, 798 children died at the home between 1925 and its closure in 1961, of which just 2 were buried in a nearby cemetery.
Well, this feels misleading because it was years ago. Of course, no one was checking the fucking septic tank. No one cared.
Is that the number then? 796? Shit.
Damn. That's crazy.
Are believed to have been under boom, 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 boom.
Well, didn't they always send people away to the nunneries during this time if they had an unwed child anyway?
Unwed pregnant mothers would be sent home to give birth and would be interned for a year to do unpaid work. They were separated from their newborn, who would be raised by the nuns until they were adopted, often without consent of the families. Mm-hmm. The full scale of... See, that's what I'm telling you. Like, the church is doing some fucked up shit.
It's been fucked up. Like... That's why. I'm not saying religion is totally different. Like,
now, finally, more than a decade on, the team of inventors begin their forensic investigation this week. It's better to take up to 2 years to identify the remains of the infants and give them a dignified reburial and offer some degree of closure to survivors. I don't care if it's thimble full. As they tell me, there wouldn't be much remains left at 6 months old. It's mainly cartilage, more than bone. Annette McKay, whose sister is believed to be one of the 798 victims.
How are you going to know it? Okay.
Her mother, Margaret Owen, gave birth to a baby, Mary Margaret, at the home after she was raped at the age of 17. The girl died 6 months later. And her mother only found out when a nun told her.
Oof.
She was pegging, washing out, and a nun came up behind and said, "The child of your sin is dead." Holy fuck.
Now leave it up to
Oh my God. The child of your sin is dead.
Fucked up shit.
The child of your sin is dead.
Of your sin is dead is
Born
crazy.
Sukkah is just one institution made of a boom. Dude, this...
The child of your sin is dead. That's
okay,
crazy.
but hold on. But see, guys, okay, let me tell you something else about the Catholic Church.
Do tell.
In Canada, okay, they had this, okay, just how we have Native Americans here in the United States of America, they also have them in Canada, right? In different tribes, of course. And the church would have it wherein you had, like, all the newborns had to come to them to be educated.
Yes.
So they were taken from the parents, right? And they would mistreat these kids, so a bunch of them died and just buried them fucking beneath the church or whatever they had going on there.
Yeah.
So this was a huge deal in Canada as well. I'm telling you, nobody kill as much motherfuckers as the church, you know? And still dudes would be like, no, the Catholic Church, it's great. And even if you're Catholic, hey, I'm just knocking your religion. But, it's so great, it's this.
It's not the religion itself that's an issue, it's the institution and the people that run it that interpret it and put rules behind it that create this issue.
I'm just telling you.
No, I agree with you.
Y'all also burn a bunch of witches at the stake.
Okay, well, maybe they shouldn't have been doing the brouhaha. No. No, that has to be one of the dumbest crusades of the Catholic Church. So you just went around and burned any woman who pissed you off? That's what you really did. Just because you thought she was a bitch? So
No, but I mean, like, okay. If we had that right now, right?
I would have been burned.
Yeah, you would be.
For no reason, just because I'm talking back.
Because you got attitude, you know what I mean?
Exactly, there it is.
No, but I pull up on you and I'm like, hey, what's up? We should hang out. Yeah. Witch! This bitch is a witch!
Exactly. Oh.
She's a witch,
Sorry.
okay? I looked through a window and she was floating across the kitchen, okay?
Floating across the... That is why it's wild. There was no basis or fact in any of those poor movies.
She's a witch!
A girl pissed you off? She's a witch.
Yeah.
I saw her stirring a pot. She's a witch. Crazy.
Some top-notch spoon was burnt at the stake, homeboy.
It definitely was. R.I.P.
All them chicks who's hard to get, they were roasted.
Oh, wow. Wouldn't give it up, so they had to roast you.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But all this is religious shit. That's what I'm telling you, man.
Well,
the best religion is probably no religion, you know?
Mm-hmm. Look, there's nothing wrong with being spiritual.
You think you're going to heaven? You think you're going to heaven? Do you believe in heaven?
I believe in something.
What is something?
You can't tell me what, I don't know what it is.
Is God a man or a woman?
I don't think he's either.
Witch! Witch! God is clearly a man.
Look, I'm not all-knowing, even though I seem like it. I'm not. I don't know what's out there. There's just things you can't explain. And I don't know what religion is right and wrong, but all I know is that most of them are written down in a book by men who came together and decided what should be in a book. So I don't really know.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You should be nice to people.
Okay.
Unless they deserve to be like, catch these hands.
You know what? Let's lighten the mood. I realize this is a very stressful religion for you all. You know, some of you who are Catholic are really...
You've been stressing us out all morning.
Bleeding internally right now because you don't know what to do. So let's put that aside and let's talk about...
What?
How about Asians?
Okay.
Okay?
My people.
Okay.
Yes, okay, I'd rather be a heathen any day. The heathens at the... Yes.
I'm not fully a heathen, right?
I am.
Like I tell you all, when growing up, I had to go to church twice. Saturday and Sunday.
Oh my God.
Okay? And sometimes through the fucking week, right? So I'm churched out, okay? I've done my time. You see?
Yeah. I went to more church than most people will in their
But the more I look, right? The more I look around, I see religious leaders who claim to be doing one thing, doing this. And people be like, no, Sky, it's not the man, okay? It's the man, whatever. It's the message. Yeah, whatever, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? So I'm just waiting on this alien ship to land.
I think
so I could go,
aliens.
Come on now, church, explain that.
Nah, you'd be a collapse of religion if that happened.
I don't think so. Is religion flexible?
There's actually, here in LA, there is a religion that worships aliens, and they have a whole camp.
Okay.
What do you call it when they live behind the...
What's it called?
I don't know, but I'll find... Dana knows. She wants to go inside.
A compound, you mean?
They have a compound, yes, thank you. They have a compound, it's closer to Hollywood, but they believe that aliens are coming. They have a whole religion based off of it. And we were going to see if we can get a tour.
Why would they give you all a tour?
I don't know. You think they're looking for new members?
I don't know, but I ain't got no fucking compound that I can't just come out.
Do you want to come with us?
No, motherfucker. I'm black. We don't do that kind of shit. Okay, I bet you when you walk in that motherfucker, you can see no black people.
Don't you want to find out a little bit, though?
There might be one confused black dude in there, okay, who fell in love with this white chick who dragged him into this shit, okay?
What if they're really nice people? What if they got it right? You know what I'm saying? Just saying.
Yeah, if you have a compound, unless I have dudes waiting outside for me, and I say, hey, if I'm not back in an hour, send SEAL Team 6, if I could do some shit like that, I'd come.
We can pay like a fake cop to sit outside so they think that we need to go back out, you know?
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, okay, it would be interesting, you know? It would be interesting.
Exactly, exactly. Brittany, like, is probing a requirement to get in. Like, I want to know what their rules are. What's their equivalent to a commandment?
Look at Heaven's Gate. Y'all remember Heaven's Gate? They have a documentary on Netflix. Heaven's Gate was wild, okay? Because these dudes were supposed to be picked up by the alien ship, right? And part of the religion is they had to commit suicide.
I did hear about this, yes.
Another part of it is the men had to castrate themselves.
That's so crazy.
So these dudes, nuts gone, okay? And everybody in these new Nike sneakers, I remember when the cameras, they all laying in bed dead. You know? I mean, it might have worked out. I don't know.
We're not going to find out until...
But it's always some preacher like...
crazy.
There's always some preacher going, the world's going to end and so, blah, blah, blah. Same thing with Warren Jeffs did. Because, the Mormon church, they used to have multiple wives.
Yes.
Then, obviously, your church have to update with the times, right? Because at one point, blacks couldn't be Mormon either.
Really?
Yeah, so they have to change all that. Because if shit changed, religion changed. This is why I tell you, if aliens land, all you do is, hey, we've been interpreting the Bible incorrectly. When God said he created the heavens and the earth, he was also talking about the Klingons, okay? And the Yodas and all them from across, he created all of that, okay? We just had it wrong.
That's what they always say, though. It's always, we were wrong, but
that's
it was
right,
the interpretation of the word.
Because you could change it to interpretation. Once you get into interpretation, then...
And that's why it becomes a problem.
Then you just adjust the interpretation. So the religion's never wrong. It's just that you've interpreted it wrong.
All I'm saying is if aliens come, I'm going with them. I'm going with them and no one's stopping me, okay? Can't be much worse than down here, right?
But here's the thing though. Because I don't know if you all noticed, but apparently like a lot of our like, what's it called? SETI? They transmit messages into space.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're constantly transmitting, looking for life. Now,
That's all we've been sending?
Yeah, I mean, because...
Should be like wild party in the OC.
Well, they send these messages out there, right?
Bring friends.
Now you can understand the danger in doing that though. Suppose there's a race out there
that wants to murder us?
That's superior to us, right? But are like us. Now, understand, just think of all the shit humans have done. Mm-hmm. Murder, rape, pillaging, plundering, slavery, all that shit, right?
The dark side of humanity.
Exactly. Imagine if there's a superior alien race coming out here to us, then we're fucked. So I'm one of those who believe that we shouldn't send any messages out.
We should just leave it.
We should just be fucking quiet. Continue to evolve until we're able to do space travel and figure shit out. Because if the wrong dudes show up, we're fucked. Because if the mere fact that an alien race is able to get to Earth says we've already lost. Because we can't get to them.
Yeah.
We can't even get to fucking Mars without that taking 9 months.
Which is kind of like ill.
And Mars ain't that far in the grand scheme.
No, but it's also pretty far. Either way, I mean, maybe the aliens will be nice and peaceful because they've outgrown the dark side of humanity. That's why they left. Like, you don't think the Mayans are going to come back one day? Come on. Like, those are the aliens.
No, but the aliens would be doing what we do and maybe exploring to see what else is out there.
They would only kill...
Just think of Star Trek. Star Trek's whole thing is...
I'm thinking about every
to
alien
boldly
movie.
go where no man's gone before, to find new worlds and all that stuff.
And everyone always wants to kill each other in the end, so I'm like trying to think of an alien movie where they don't. Like, we let E.T. go, but not everyone wanted to let him go, you know?
I'm just saying the shit's not gonna work out. Both that's America greater than aliens. And guess what?
I think so.
That's what pisses me off most about alien movies, right?
Why?
Just think of all of them. Independence Day.
Yeah.
What was the one in LA? Invasion LA or some shit like that? Mm-hmm. Like whatever alien movie there is, whenever the aliens attack,
yes,
we always find a way to win, okay? Humanity comes out on top. Let me be very clear. If the motherfuckers are able to get here from some planet we didn't even know existed, just assume we've already lost. Because whatever weapons they have are far superior to us. You're not killing a single fucking one of them. We are fucking toast. We're not gonna win. You might as well put your gun down now, because the minute that they land in here, they already know what awaits them. And they're ready for that shit. You know what I mean?
All I have to say is there are actually aliens out there. There was a whole actual televised thing from the government saying basically that unidentified aircrafts that they could not confirm to be something that we could make, they've found. But when they did this on TV, they put it on a channel that no one could find. So it's out there somewhere. I gotta find the name for you guys. But that shit's out there already. So don't be shocked though when they do invade. Just be ready to like have your Eddie Blue handy, so at least you're like high as fuck. At least you'll be a happy person running away from the aliens.
Eddie Blue for the next alien invasion.
Exactly. They won't even know what it is. You can be like, trust me, it's not a drug, it's a drink.
Some people said already be here, but staying out of sight on purpose. I don't know. See, if you could get here, you've already won. You don't need to hide.
But they've already been here. Our government has told us aircrafts have come into it that we have no explanation for.
You don't need to hide. But anyway, because I mentioned initially about the world ending, right? Like with the Mormon thing. Like, there was a split because the Mormons, like I said, did not allow... Initially, they'd allowed you to marry how many women you wanted and all that sort of stuff. Blacks were excluded. But as things changed, then they allowed blacks. They stopped the marriage thing. You could only have one wife. So that caused a split in the church. So Warren Jeffs, the dude who sexually assaulted all those girls...
Yeah.
I think his dad was one of those dudes who split off when he was like, hey, the world's gonna end. Or Warren Jeffs was like, the world's gonna end. Come out here to me with this new place, and had all these dudes move out and all this shit. It's always some world ending shit with these religious
Because how do you
dudes.
scare people back in the line? The world's gonna end, your soul's gonna end up in flames, you know, blah, 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 blah. When in reality, does it really matter?
An atheist will never be president though.
I don't think you can because...
But you know a bunch of them presidents was already atheists. They just
1,000%, but you can't say it out loud. Just like a bunch of them were probably gay. Can't say it out loud. You just gotta let your wife go do her thing.
You know them dudes hate going to church. Trump don't go to church. Except if there's like...
Because it would burn down if
someone
you walked
fucking
inside.
dead.
Yeah, like no. Also, if you went to church enough when you were younger and it's not your... Look. America's sought out for religious freedom. No way you can have a president get up there and say,
Space moments.
I don't believe in anything. It's not gonna work.
Drink caffeine. No caffeine for the space moments.
But do you think, okay, let's say the aliens come and then like we kumbaya and everything's okay. You think people would have problems with people dating aliens then? Like, would that be? What if the aliens don't look crazy?
You mean if they look like us?
Not like us completely, but like they're not, like they're still pretty in some kind of way. Do you think that people would have issues with that?
I mean, it'll be weird, but I don't think they can look anything like us.
I feel like a new term like alienist would become a thing.
Because it depends on, I mean, all right. Because I think they'd be very different. Because our bodies right now, the way we're built is kind of fucked up.
Okay. Kind of fucked up.
I'll tell you why. Because I can't see what's going on behind me. I can't like reach behind me. I have to completely turn, right? So I'm thinking if you were some advanced civilization, you modifying your body to be able to do...
So you don't think they're going to look like us at all?
I mean, not really. I think like, you know, like the front of my face could just easily be the back of my face. Or maybe I have eyes in the back and in the front.
You know there's some freak though out there in LA that's going to be into this shit. Someone's dream person or thing is out there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. I just think if we get good with AI, we're changing our bodies 100%.
Fair.
Guaranteed. Because I remember this famous philosopher or something, he said, the human body, the minute you're born, you're like this dying carcass or something like this dying carcass attached to a soul, which is kind of what it is. Because the minute you're born, you begin dying, right?
Oh.
No, you do. Because
yeah, but that's so pessimistic.
No, but it is true. Like you go and then you know it's gonna fucking end. Every minute you live, you're a minute closer to death. Because this is the fucking end. You're born and you fucking die.
Why you gotta be so? Why is this Tuesday?
And every day you get closer to it, right? So AI with the tech dudes, a big part of this is being able to change that where you don't die. You know what I mean? And if we conquer death, then we also come in with modifications. Because one of the big things would be like, the heart is a really fucked up organ.
Yes.
You got plaque building up and this and all that, and you know, a lot of us can die from heart disease. So it would be better if we had an artificial heart that doesn't break down like that. That's smoother, works more perfectly.
But then aren't you a different kind? Now this goes into like, are you still a human then if you have an artificial heart? Are you still the same species?
We can be humans, but we can be augmented humans. None of us can fucking say the same.
You'd be a whole different...
Yeah, maybe, but I mean,
Grace.
Yeah, but why would you want to keep parts that
Now see,
that spoil?
Okay, I guess if they're spoiling,
if it's flesh, it could fucking die.
My thing, I think that it would not work, actually, is not because of the physicalities that are not going to work. I think if they came all the way here, they're hell smarter. So unless they really like dumb,
aliens?
Yeah, unless you like really want to date a dumb bitch, no aliens dating a human.
No,
because we're not as smart as them yet. If they've made it here first, we're obviously dumber.
They might just watch us for a little
Unless
while.
you like dumb bitches, then
Scare the
might
shit
be up
out
your
of
alley.
us.
Just saying.
I'm just telling you right now, the minute aliens land, it's on. Because you can't even create a... Firstly, if aliens came, we're royally fucked. Because the earth is not united. You have America, you have China, you have all these countries doing their independent thing, right? So for us over here, maybe we like them. These dudes over here shooting at them. You see what I'm
kind
saying?
of excited for that
You
toss-up.
can't have a united world because it's not.
Oh, well, it's not united anyway. So like that toss-up might be fun. Like which country's going to make it to the end?
Yeah, transhumanism.
Damn.
I interviewed the dude, this transhumanist. I had him on the show back in the days when I was interviewing Andrew Yang, and like he got a chip in his hand, so when he goes to this front door, he just puts his hand and the door opens and shit like that. Because you modify your body.
Ow.
No,
Just
but
fucking take out a key.
no, but this the future.
It seems a little. I mean, you'll never lose your house key. I guess that makes sense. Was it uncomfortable though?
No, I mean he did it. It's like Johnny's a downy and he eat them.
Actually, that might save. That might fix a few hunger problems.